Hello everybody and welcome back. So let's take a look at the fire now. I'm going to use the RBD outer geometry and the ground coverage. So let's go here and I'm going to use these two. The ground coverage, and let's make sure we don't have anything. Okay. By anything I mean displace a subdivision or things like that. And I'm gonna use the fire elements, so fire promo, and I'm gonna make it visible. And I don't need any lights because well, we can have them, but we don't really need them because we only care about the fire illuminating the geometry. So for this to work, we have to make sure that we have diffuse. I don't need a specular. I'm going to have volume contribution or volume scattering set to 1. I'm going to lower this to 3 and leave the resolution back to its default. And let's hit render. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long to cache and start rendering. Now frame 80, I don't think we have any fire, so I'll probably have to move to frame 120. Yeah, I don't think we have fire here. So let's go to frame 125. And I don't see this being an issue at all because the fire is going to be self-illuminating, and yeah, we tweaked the settings and it's just going to work. So I don't see any problem with this. The only thing we could do is in comp, obviously, to increase the volume indirect or the indirect, something like this, to get the fire illumination a bit stronger. To compensate for this, we have to increase the fire temperature itself, and that's gonna ruin the details that we have here. So I'm pretty happy with this pass. I don't need to do anything for it. I'm gonna copy it, move it on the side, and I'm gonna leave this on. I'm gonna select the volumes, so the smoke crack, and for this one I'm gonna include the lights because we want this to be visible. So candidate lights is that, and let's hit render. And for this one we probably have to tweak the shader a bit based on this new lighting. So let's go and see what we have. And for the volume shader, maybe not so much. For the volume shader, we don't have anything too complex here. It's just we need to get the diffuse. So probably increase the diffuse a bit, something like that. And let's see. And the anisotropy, I'll lower this to 0.2. Let's try this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in the negative range because I want when I face the volume, I want it to look super bright. And I'm gonna try and give it a tint in the absorption. So here I'm gonna try and give it a small tint, just to let more light bleed through, something like this. But we don't need the ground. Okay, we don't need any of the ground. So for the volume pass, we will just set this as matte, and it will receive the illumination of the volume. And let's take a look at the volume direct. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And then the volume indirect, which is the fire illumination. And then the emission will be the fire itself. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for the volume. We just have to make sure that the shader is working and the light we already tweaked, so everything is perfectly fine here. and we'll continue the remaining parts in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.